Finishing in second, riding for Monster Energy Kawasaki, Eli Tomac. And your winner, riding for Monster Energy Kawasaki, Adam Cianciarulo. Good job, guys. Malcolm, you said a couple times on the podium tonight how nervous you were. Is that just from the weight, the anticipation? Have you always been somewhat of a nervous guy before a race, or is this mostly just because of the time off and the work you've put in? Kind of just take us through those nerves and where they came from.
I'm still nervous. What are you talking about? Obviously, anytime you take time off like that, a big injury I had, there's nothing that can replicate a race, and you can sit here and do all the practice laps as you want, but when it comes down to racing with the big dogs, you can't replicate that. So for me, just to go out here and even ending up on the podium, I just came in. I didn't have any expectations for tonight. I just wanted to go out here and have some fun. And sometimes a lot of riders misunderstand is you got to go back to the drawing boards, realize why you did it. It's because it's fun, not because it's a job. It's because it's fun. So. Like I said, I had 9 months to think about that. So for me, just about having fun and keep moving forward from here.
Eli, throughout the years, the roster of riders is always different because it's in the off season, and some guys are here, sometimes they're not here, but you're here every year. How important is this race for you and the team as far as the development for next year and just finding out where you are, where your bike is? I mean, how important is Monster Cup for you?
Yeah, I mean, like Malcolm said, you never can replicate that race situation. So, I mean, that's what we're in. I mean, as you can see tonight, each race had its own moment, its own drama, and it's so hard to replicate that pace at the practice track. And you really find out what you like and what you don't like. So that's where you get in that racing environment, and we're out there just going for it. So, like I said, hard to replicate that race environment on the practice track.
Adam, congratulations. You mentioned the podium that what happened in this stadium back in May actually helped you move forward for the Pro Motocross Championship and helped you there. How does it feel being back here inside this stadium, in a different class, different situation, but at the same time, similar pressures? How does it feel to be back here this year and, kind of right the wrong that happened back in May?
Yeah, obviously it feels good. I think for me, May was pretty devastating, obviously. I always felt really comfortable at Vegas and coming in, and just a big mistake at an inopportune time. And I was really proud of myself that I was able to kind of put it behind me really quick, obviously 1 week before Hangtown, and then rattled off a few in outdoors, and just really helped me grow, helped me get better. And now, like I told Will on the podium, I look at it as not so much of a negative. I'm really not just saying that like trying to be Mr. Positive. I really do look at that as something that propelled me to do something that I don't think I was capable of doing before. So with that being said, I've always loved coming here, love the dirt. Obviously riding here on Super Minis and doing the Amateur All-Stars class, and I've won a couple of times the East-West Shootout as well. So always good vibes in Vegas, and definitely felt good to end up on the top step instead of on the ground with my bars all mangled.
Eli, you had that up and down night. Talk about first moto win, crash in the second moto. Maybe explain what happened there, and then in the third main, you're still in a position for the overall.
Yeah, I mean, there was this. It was just a wild night. Really going back, replaying Moto 1, a little bit buried on the start there, and then made a few passes up to Vince. I think was in the lead there, and then going through that rhythm section, we were going double, and then starting our triple combination, and actually just totally brain faded and went for a triple after our first double, just smashing the thing. Luckily, I didn't get over it, and get bucked, but. I mean, that's where it was tough tonight. Like, I just totally brain faded, forgot where I was in the rhythm section and went triple. And that's when Malcolm got back by me there and had to make a few of those passes back. So, then rolling into Moto 2 is, once again, Vince is right there. I got a better start that time, got into that position sooner, but went over that roller. And then when I bounced, I don't understand. When I landed, it just it was just like a big high side and kind of threw me over the bars. got through the bars pretty well onto my feet and scrambled back, and then went into the Joker a little bit earlier that time, and that paid off, passing those 3 guys and at least going into that Moto 3, even score.
Malcolm, you were also even score going into that final moto, and so spending all the time off the bike, you had a femur, everything else. What were your plans? Your start wasn't great, but like, what did you think beforehand? What were you trying to get done?
For me, like I said, I didn't have any expectations. It was just more of just going out there and just get your feet wet. I didn't know where I was going to be, how I was going to position. I knew that obviously all the, like Eli said earlier, is you can replicate you can do all the practice laps, and then when it comes down to racing, it's different. And like I said, I haven't had a gate drop like that since 9 months ago. So for me, it's just all about having fun. And I'm not even gonna lie, this is the craziest Monster Cup I've probably ever went to. Just the fact that we went to going on the track backwards alone is just pretty insane. You know what I mean? And Eli brain farted, and I watched him case. I know there's still case marks out there still, but it's just not something. I mean, last time I went backwards on the track, I was on my pit bike, and I still crashed. So
And think about how I feel. I can't stay on the track anyway. Then you guys throw do it backwards.
I know. So, like I said, it was really interesting for all of us, and it was cool for every one of us to get a moto win. So that was cool. And like I said, it's just coming in that last one, and we're all even. That's a pretty cool feeling for everybody just standing up here. And we're just gonna keep, like I said, from here. It's just good to have our feet wet, and we're gonna dig deep for A1. I wanted to come into this race cool and calm, and I had a few get-offs almost. So, like I said, looking for A1, and that's where the main goal is for me.
Adam, great job, man. So I've been told you're on a 1-year deal. So with that win, we talking extension or what?
No, I mean, let's not get carried away. No, man, it just feels good to get on the bike and gel with it right away. I think the team's been great so far. I've had about a month on the bike, and try to take it slow. Like I told everybody, I told RC when we had our little press deal, my first goal was just not to put the bike on the 15 freeway. We accomplished that in the first couple of weeks, and we kind of been building from there. And then I knew this would be obviously a huge challenge. Eli, Malcolm, I know Dean kind of got hurt today, wishing the best for him, but these guys are no joke. And for me, just to come in here and just battle with these guys, it's unreal. And then to get the win is just a bonus on top of that. I was thinking halfway through that last main with Eli, I'm like, either way, win or lose, I'm so stoked with this right now. Obviously, it's easy for me to say that now that I won, but I was really just so stoked to be out there.
And Malcolm, so since you've got with the MCR team, you look like a guy who could win races. What is it with you and that team that just gels?
Oh man, the team's cool. Man. It's just super relaxing. I think that's the reason why Brayton stayed there so long. It's just he set the bar for the team when he got that win at Daytona, and I think that kind of woke everybody up and realized that it is a winning team. And for me, just to be there, just trying to carry the torch and have fun with those guys are super easy to work with. So for me, it's just like I said, it's just going out there and having fun and just put the work in, and the results will come.
Eli, that last race, you're talking a little bit on the podium about you took the Joker lane early and tried to put in a heater, and Adam put in a heater too. I mean, you guys, I would assume, have been around each other a little bit at the test track or whatever. So, did you expect that kind of speed out of him? Because I know that that's one of your things is like that raw speed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we've only spent a handful of days with each other, but at the time in California, I knew we could easily end up in that situation because Adam's been riding really, really fast there. So, yeah, I mean, that was we had a pace going there. I mean, it was gnarly, and we both had our spots on the track for sure. And I mean, I tried to do something different, because we were both going so fast. It was just like couldn't really make anything stick, So tried to go in there, but we obviously did our. I mean, Adam held that last lap together really well, and couldn't get it done.
On a race like this, high pressure, everything else, and then coming to the press conference afterwards, I'm not sure I've seen 3 guys that were as happy and chatty as you guys were, before this even started. Just talking about how crazy it was and everything else. Can you guys talk about that a little bit?
I think we're all country boys. That's what I would say.
Yeah, that's right.
So we all have something in common.
I don't know. I mean, we all we're all even scores going in there. I mean, and I don't know. I think we're all three good dudes.
Well, yeah, I mean, Eli's won like 4 of these things already. It's my first 450 race. I got lucky enough to win, and then Malcolm coming back after an injury. So it's all kind of cool storylines. And Eli's got a couple $100,000 checks sitting in his garage or something. Yeah, million. Yeah.
I can ruin your guys' mood. Next year's Triple Crowns, we're going backwards for one main on all those too, right?
No. It's,
You guys are trying to see a KX 450 in the stands. Keep doing that.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Aren't the woods easier backward?
You got to talk to Dirtworks about that one.
I do have a final question for you guys, though. Monster Cup, obviously, we try to do fun things, Joker Lane, backwards. Is there anything that you guys would like to see at a race like this where we can have some fun, do things unique? Is there something that you would maybe want, just out of curiosity?
Eliminate the wall jumps in the Joker Lane. That was
I'm more
pretty
thinking of something
insane.
to add, not take away. Yeah.
Oh, add?
Hey, the fire loop we should do next.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fire loop?
The ring of fire loop.
Yeah.
Gator pit?
Or
Water and logs in the
That would be sweet.
the Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about in one race if you have to switch bikes?
I'm out.
Yeah, I'm out.
No, I think I don't know about. We could have maybe added a couple singles or maybe a couple logs or
What if you got
something
up-
before the
wasn't it-
straightaway because I do not. I know I'm sketchy, but I do not feel comfortable going 80 miles an hour.
I think
in
that was
thing.
all-time top speed in there.
Jeez, dude.
Yeah,
That was
pretty
insane.
gnarly. I'm not gonna lie.
Absolutely. I was just waiting for my feet to fly off and hit the Toyota. Wouldn't have been good.
Maybe a team race with the Super Mini kids where you get to ride their bike?
I am a super mini guy. We all know that.
Well, I'm out because I'm way too heavy. So, be way in the back of the pack. Where's Evan?
We got one more.
Mitch Kendra, Racer X. So for all you guys, was there any plan with the Joker Lane going in, or like I said, Eli took it a little bit earlier, and then Adam kind of waited to the last minute there? Did either of you guys have any plans with the Joker Lane, or was it just take it when you could, or what was the team communication with Joker Lane tonight?
I mean, I think generally the rule of thumb is if you're up front and you're running a good pace, you take it at the end, and maybe if you're a little bit crammed up in the beginning to take it early. That's what I was told, and I took it on the last lap every time. So every time I saw the white flag, I was just thinking, don't miss it, don't miss it, don't miss it, all the way until I got there. So that was my plan.
Same what Adam said. I just think if you're in a good position, take it on the last lap. Plus, you have to take in mind, other riders that might have taken it before you, so it kind of knocked it down a little bit. So it should be a little bit easier. But I found that it wasn't. I had to find out the hard way.
Yeah, I mean it was tough this year. Those 3 into the sand, it was tough. I'm surprised no one actually dumped it over or tipped over in there. It was hard.
All right, thanks, guys. Congratulations.